which is okay. Well, on that note, hi guys.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Discount Gaming. I'm one of your hosts. I'm Business 01.
Collie.
Gary Bash.
Mortimer Smith. And then we got Blue coming later, right?
Angry Pikachu. I get way too excited about my Pikachu collection.
How many Pikachus would you say you have?
If I could find them all, I bet like 10 or 12.
I was about to say equal to the amount of Dragon Ball Z collectibles I probably got.
Yeah. But currently I only know where like these three are and maybe one or two others. Maybe.
Are you counting that one too?
No, I didn't count that
The
one.
big ass.
I need to fix that one though.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you push on its face, it kind of just...
Yeah, because it has like the beanbag beads in it, and over time, like the kids have like squashed them down, and they put a hole in the back, so some have fallen out. So I need to just buy cotton and just restuff it.
Yeah.
Here we go. Since Blue's not in yet.
Oh, okay.
We'll put him in Blue's chair.
My poor understuffed Pikachu.
Hello, Pikachu.
Oh yeah, that face is a little...
Yeah.
Kind of looks like the Sonic face from the first draft. Or it wasn't even like a draft anymore at that point.
No, that
was the one they were gonna use, and then they got booed.
Yeah.
I think they're doing the same thing for the new Space Jam that's coming out with Kobe, right?
Oh, yeah.
They were making fun of his outfit.
Not that they can fix his outfit.
I don't
They
know.
have to have a body to fix his outfit.
I don't know, man. Like that's one movie they should never have done a sequel to.
Yeah, it was pretty like a one-time thing, you know.
Yeah. Like Annie. Whenever they redid Annie, it's like why?
Should have never done that.
There's just some movies you shouldn't do. So, for those of y'all that are joining us weekly, thank you. And you may have noticed that our D&D stuff went up. Yesterday, yeah. Yesterday we did that was today. We did the premiere for episode 2.
2.
I meant LeBron James.
I thought you said Kobe. I was like, they need a body to fix that
Yeah.
one.
My bad. Because it did look like it looked like
A little
it
bit
was
of here, a little bit of there.
it looked like it was animated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's
Well,
why I
they
guess I
can
got
fix that
confused.
one. He's
But
alive.
they were making fun of his outfit. I don't know. I don't mind
That
the
goes
outfit.
with the show, though.
No.
No, you don't like it? I don't
No.
mind it. It's pretty cool.
It looks like a set of PJs. Like PJs that. Like,
Yeah, but wasn't that made in like the 90s, early 2000s?
what, the original one?
Yeah.
The original one was
90s.
made like early 90s,
Yeah.
but the
But-
jersey was just blue and white. That's all it was.
What if that's the remake? Like, that's what they want. You know, they're wearing the remake.
That's gross.
what it
That's
is.
1996 when it was. when it came out.
damn. And it's still a great movie.
But yeah, that's I guess kind of what they're aiming at to do is get rid of that uniform. But I don't mind it. It's not.
I just.
See, I can't compare it to the Sonic thing because
That was terrible.
the Sonic was just terrible.
I don't know what they're trying to do when they're trying to cancel. I guess is something.
I don't know. But yeah, for those of y'all that have been watching the D&D stuff that we're putting out, today was the premiere for episode 2 in a very long planned series that we have coming out. And at first, alright, you know, we had a couple of views here and there. We had a decent amount on our first episode, and within what, like 48 hours?
Yeah, we were sitting at 200 views in 48 hours of it going up, and now we're at
Yeah, we're at over 9,000 views.
on the 4th day it's up.
Yeah,
so
It's pretty. It got pretty.
It's going.
Yeah.
it exploded, and it was, to be honest, it was the intro ad. Like that's what blew it up. Real
Yeah.
quick. So
But in like 42 to or 48 to 72 hours, we're at almost 10,000 views as a channel as a whole. So for those of you guys that are helping with that, thank you very, very much. It's a lot more than we were expecting to wake up to, but it's very exciting nonetheless.
yep, I was almost asleep last night, and my phone goes bing. I checked the email, and I had gotten an alert from the Google ad thing saying our video had hit 9,000. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, and it's like whenever I got up today and I went to check the analytics, for the first time since we opened the YouTube channel, like I went to check the analytics and there were like little fireworks around all the numbers. And I was like, that's kind of cool. Like, okay.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Celebration.
Yay us. Yeah, so thank you guys for that. I know that we've been opposed to it in the past, but we have decided recently to start asking you guys that if you do enjoy, what you've seen, everything, to please like and subscribe. We are trying to make the channel bigger. There's a lot more that we want to do to it. We are considering doing a Patreon. We're not really sure yet on how that's going to work.
Got it.
I got it.
Cool.
See the one right there lingering by the camera?
But we are considering starting a Patreon account. We're not quite sure how we're going to do the tiers or stuff like that. So that's something that's in possible works. But yeah, I mean, if you guys have any
It's gonna burn.
really hand sanitizer, for
It's
killing a
gonna
bug.
burn.
He squashed the bug.
burns.
Why do you have all these cuts?
Why does hand sanitizer burn?
Because I have a cat that's a spoiled little brat, and he thinks that every time I walk by, he has to jump up to get held.
That's your fault.
And I wasn't paying attention when I was getting ready to take a shower, and he jumped, and he caught me right on the hand and just dragged down, trying to climb.
Which one?
Cloud.
Wow.
Same one that'll come up to that window and start meowing, wanting out, or wanting me to pick him up.
No.
I have to agree with Iron over here. Like, we didn't want to do the like, subscribe, or anything like that, but with the way everything's starting to turn out, even if you don't like what we're putting up, share the link, especially if you know us personally. Like,
Yeah.
That's advertising, You guys have friends on your friends list, we don't. People that might enjoy D&D. People that
And
might
honestly,
enjoy
if you don't
video
like
games.
it, give it a thumbs down.
Dislikes are okay with YouTube algorithm too.
It's a 50-50. Either you like it or you don't.
But in all honesty, yeah, if you know us personally, and it just helps us if you share it on your social media. Like, we can't go into your social media and share it, but you might have friends on there that play Dungeons and Dragons. I know a lot of my friends on my Facebook, they're friends with people who actually run game shops and play Dungeons and Dragons. So you guys may not like D&D, you may not even like our D&D. You might like D&D but not ours. But someone might find it funny or entertaining.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Kill it.
It's been fun so far. I'm happy.
My thing is
Until you killed mine.
a lot of
I don't. Okay, well, we'll talk about that.
going back and watching other people do D&D sessions on YouTube. They're a lot more combat oriented. There's combat like every episode, even if it's just a small amount. And there's voice acting from some of them. There's role playing, actually getting in their character when they're playing. And we don't really do that, and that's fine. I'm not a firm believer in combat all the time. I like to tell a story, not kill all of my main characters in one session and have to go and start a whole new story.
No, but this last session, your dice were definitely against you.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, man, because it was planned. Apparently, like that was the whole.
Well, no, I mean like confrontation wise, like his dice were just against him. I mean,
Oh, you?
You guys should have been in combat a lot longer, but one
Yeah.
guy just did his thing and splattered his head against the wall
Another one killed himself again.
by slipping. Yeah, I mean, and sometimes that's how the dice go. And combat in D&D is fun. I get it. I understand that combat is fun, but it's not something I splash in my campaign every episode. It's not something I do every time we sit down. Like, all right, how am I going to kill these guys? No, that's not my thing.
Yeah.
My thing is tell a story, make it entertaining, and I'm working on making it more entertaining for people to watch. But my most important thing is keeping the players entertained. If you guys aren't into it, then we're not having fun.
Yeah.
So even with 9,400 viewers that have seen it,
Actually, 9986.
9986 that have seen it, almost 10,000 people have seen it.
Well, it's in the channel.
Yeah, they've seen the channel.
For the D&D, we've got 9432.
I think we're sitting
I can
close
tell
to
you
90,
exactly.
almost 9.5.
Yeah.
We are sitting at 9498. Yeah. And I mean, our second episode has only been up 3 hours, and it's already almost at 30 views.
Yeah.
So, the little intro ad we made is 133 views. Like, obviously the D&D thing is, people are looking for it.
Yeah.
Well, like we said last week, it's coming to the time everyone's coming together and all their families and friends going back to school, especially college students.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's that, and because of the shutdowns and everything, like COVID is still a thing, and a lot of people are just looking to, watch something D&D, or if they don't know anything about it, then
Yeah.
So.
So far, you've been doing a good job at explaining like how to play. So.
Oh yeah, and I would be the first one to come out in the middle of recording it and say, "Hey, I screwed up. We need to fix this session." If I realize we made a mistake somewhere, I will finish the session, and then the next session I'll make sure we correct the mistake first. Such as when you guys roll for like your stat stuff, like perception, you are supposed to add your bonus. You just don't get a proficiency bonus if it's not checkmark. See, that changed. That wasn't like that
At the beginning.
when I started playing D&D. And I've always gone with, if it's not checkmark, you don't get to add your bonuses to it. But
Yeah.
5th edition was the first edition they did that to. Where they made it where you get it no matter what, then you add your proficiency to it to make it better.
Yeah, that's what I was a little confused at the beginning, but now I got the hang of it.
Yeah.
And 5th edition is still newer to me. This is my 3rd campaign with 5th edition. So
I don't think I've run a campaign in 5th edition yet.
I ran the nasty 4th edition once and realized after reading through everything, it's strictly combat after combat. It's just a gauntlet. That's what you're sending your players through. You're not really telling a story. You're just sending them through wave after wave of enemies. And a lot of people find that entertaining to watch, which I understand because you're just waiting for someone to get, squished. But believe it or not, guys, people can get squished without combat. That's a thing.
Like pissing off the DM.
Yeah. I can strike you down with a lightning bolt if I wanted to.
I'm just happy that my wild magic is taken care of. It's like at first when I was writing my backstory, like I wasn't intending that for that to happen.
Yeah, but where you messed up, because I caught it the same time he did. Well, I accidentally summoned this, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
And wording is everything.
Yeah, and I looked over and I saw the look on his face. And I was like, "Yeah, that's gonna bite us in the ass at some point."
But after running around with your wild magic and the little thing you had, spoiler alert for those that haven't watched the episodes yet, it should take. I think it takes place in episode 4.
What? With what happened?
Yeah. No, his first experience.
Oh, the first
of wild.
one.
I think it's episode 4. It might be episode 3.
Yeah, 3 or 4, something like that.
But we'll know as soon. Like, we've got all these episodes recorded, so.
Yeah.
And we're trying to get, again, 2 out a week, right?
Yeah. Tuesday and Friday now is the new date. We had a lot of issues yesterday trying to get the video uploaded. Our internet kept going up and down.
Mm-hmm.
And then
at one point, our upload speed dropped to 0.06 megabytes a second.
which is just not a way to
Yeah.
upload. And then
And
when
you guys are all the way over here by the border, so that's what sucks. Is that I always have shitty service here. But
well, no, like it's not just us though, because like I was telling him, like a lot of people that I follow on like Twitter and Instagram and stuff, dude, they're having this issue all across the U.S. Like there's one girl that I follow, she plays League of Legends like competitively.
maybe it's just everybody being on the internet. That's what it is.
look, Blue, it's the opposite of you. It's yellow.
Like, what are you guys talking about?
He has a shocking personality.
But we ran into that where the upload speed was struggling yesterday trying to upload it, and then it finally started uploading. Once it finished uploading, no joke, right after it finished uploading, I realized Google had switched me to my channel. So the video was going to go up on my channel. So I had to cancel everything, exit out of it, restart it. I was so mad. But it's been doing that to me lately, and it's because I have both the Discount Gaming YouTube and my YouTube on the same computer. And then for some reason, it keeps switching them back and forth. Whenever I click on open Google and go to YouTube, one time it'll be logged in as Discount, and I won't even hit switch account. I'll just log it in again.
After the show, remind me, and I'll show you an easy way to take care of that.
Well, what he does is he forgets he's signed in on the Discount YouTube page, but then he'll go and switch it to his original YouTube, watch YouTube, and then switch it back.
Yeah.
And then he'll check the analytics on the Discount. He'll switch it, watch YouTube again, and I think that's what he did last night. He had checked the analytics and switched it because he was watching one of his people play. Yeah. And he forgot that he was still on his YouTube page, and that's when he started to upload the video.
And it was just a mistake of me not paying attention, and you know, I am pretty much in charge of the uploading and social media aspect of this now.
Yeah.
So
Except for Facebook, nobody's gonna take that away from X.
no,
I mean,
Yeah, he runs it really well.
yeah, he does.
yep. I will, however, continue to use my own page to keep posting on news stations instead of watching mainstream media. Come watch us. Advertise.
Yeah, you're more advertising than anything. Yeah, because I think on our Facebook right now, let me see.
And it's like, I kind of took over the Instagram page, I will say that. I took that away. I took that over more than she did.
Yeah.
So anytime you see something posted on the Discount Instagram, that's me. But the way I've got it set up now is every time I post something for YouTube, like for our channel, I can click Discount Gaming and mine, and it shares it to both at the same time. That way I don't have to go back and forth. Oh look, it's Seth. Hi Seth.
What's good, Seth? So yeah, right now on our Facebook page, we've got 7,801 likes and 8,432 followers.
Now if we can get that
And
shared.
that's all X.
This is you, buddy.
I know.
You can take Pikachu.
I was gonna say I was quite shocked, and then you said that. I was like,
That's your glass for me.
"Your autographs? Yeah."
I'll be right back. Okay.
Anything?
But-
Ruth?
Anybody else?
No.
No, thank you. But yeah, I mean, we didn't expect this. We really didn't expect D&D to blow up that fast.
Yeah, no.
That wasn't something we thought was going to happen that quickly.
Yeah, it was way better than we had hoped for sure.
Definitely more than we expected.
Like, I was like, okay, we hit 100 views, and I was like, holy crap. And I showed everybody, I was like, we hit 100 views, what the heck? And then we went to 198, and I was like, oh, we're almost at 200 views. And then, like I said, my phone dinged this morning right when we were going to bed. And all I saw was me bolt out the door into the computer room. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I saw. I guess you took a screen grab, and I looked at it this morning. I was like, 9.3. That's weird. Wait, is that Kate?
Yeah, that's how I was. Like, I
Like,
was.
what the hell
I
was that third of a person? What,
Right.
did somebody watch like the intro and then stop? Or what the?
Like, I was half dead, and I saw it. I was like, okay. And then, like, whenever I woke back up, it was the first thing I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I opened it again. I was like, holy shit.
That was me. Like this morning when he bolted out of the room, I was in the bathroom brushing my teeth, and all I see him do is run out of the room, and I was half asleep and half awake, and I look and I was like, what the fuck? And then I go sit on the bed, and then I pick up my phone, and I was like, 99.3. Wait, 93? And then I see the K, and I was like, what?
No pickle juice.
And
There's no pickle juice?
Nah.
unfortunately, I forgot to tell Mortimer Smith over here about it until like right before he got here too.
Yeah.
Like how many views the video had.
Oh, yeah.
I asked him. Remember, I shot you the screenshot, and I was like, "Have you seen this yet?"
And I was like, yeah, I saw you guys posted it. And then he's like, no, the views. And I'm like, oh shit. Like, there's a lot of views.
Again, if I can get your actual personal number, so I can freaking when I group text them the stuff, I can group text you with it.
He's like, yeah, we definitely did work on that.
Because I have her, Blue,
I
and
really
John.
hope to
Really
look forward to
I have,
really looking forward to.
I have
got
these
that too.
three in a group chat, so like when that popped up, I was able to send it to everybody. But
No,
I
I'm
totally
actually-
spaced.
You could have gotten it from these two as well.
Yeah, but see, I'm the person that will go. I want. Hey, can I get
Yeah.
your number?
No, I think that's the awkward part.
Yeah. It's like if I want someone's phone number, I'd be like, "Hey, you, what's that dude's phone number again?" Because I'm one of those that I won't give out your phone number unless I ask you first. Hey, this person
Yeah.
wants your number.
How would you randomly let people into the house?
Yeah, right.
Again, I have never met your oldest son. I just he was young
oh,
enough to.
Thomas.
Yeah, he was old enough to look like he could have been. You said your oldest son's what, 16? Yeah, he looked like he was
Yeah.
16, 17.
Okay, so.
And he's 17-year-old, he's basically letting into the house.
Yeah. So any 16 or 17-year-old, they're automatically gonna get access into the house. Apparently.
It's not a good look, man. It's not a good look.
Well, no, because I know I know now not to do that. And I know John doesn't have a random 17-year-old kid running around on the street somewhere.
Nope.
I don't. I know he doesn't. He would only been what 4, 5 years old when the kid was born.
Yes, brothers.
Yeah, I do have an older brother.
Both of which have been on the show.
No, I keep telling him to bring out his brothers.
One of them was here. He's the gamer, right?
Well,
they're both- yeah.
they're both gamers and streamers.
Yeah, actually, I think my little brother's on right now.
Scar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
He
so.
started following our YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, for the most part, you can ask Ash like an hour before I go to bed. I'm on all these news pages and all these content creator pages, and I'm just constantly blasting our link across all of them for like an hour straight. I will not be shy about
Like-
That's
advertising.
something I don't know. I don't even really go where to do that.
Well, like he told you about when he threw a link up at the Donald Trump.
When Donald Trump was saying he was
Oh,
going to
yeah.
give a press.
And then I got you banned.
No, that's not what got me banned.
What did get you banned? No, don't walk right
It's
into
that
the
one of
trap,
those
man.
games we play every week where we wonder why you got banned.
Well,
That's
I
pretty
get-
much what it's come down
I
to.
think I get unbanned tonight or tomorrow. Tomorrow?
On your first account. What about your second?
My second one is completely gone now. So I created another one called Chaotic Bash, which is my YouTube one now. I'm using that strictly for the YouTube stuff.
Did you make a new email address for it?
Yes. Yes. I made a whole
No,
new...
don't get stupid with it.
I'm not.
When he created the chaotic bash one, like he sat there for a good hour and a half, and he goes, "I haven't made a whole new Facebook in over 10 years with the email and everything." He goes, "How do you do it?" And he looked at me and he goes, "I need you to help me."
It doesn't have the same birthday as me. it does have a few pictures of me now, but for the most part, once my original Facebook gets back up, I'm going to move all those pictures over and then delete them from this one, and this one's strictly going to be the advertising part.
So wait, Chaotic Bash isn't going to be the YouTube one?
It is. It's going to be my YouTube one. It's going to be my advertising one. My old one that I'm banned on right now is going to be my normal Facebook.
So expected to get banned in a couple days.
Right? Well, I mean, until they take it down completely, obviously.
Yeah.
No, my next ban is 7 days. Right now I'm on a 3-day. Then it's
It's weird
7
that you know
days.
this.
Then
I'm
it's
like,
10
I don't think
days.
I've ever been banned by
Then it's
anything
14.
well enough to know, like, oh, well, the next one's only a 7-day stretch.
Unless you're my brother. If you are Shay, he skipped the 3 and 7 and 14 days and went straight to the 60-day ban. He
What
like
you need to do in order to get that one?
what he did really wasn't his fault. I guess the guy was talking shit to him and calling him names, and my brother jumped down and started calling him names back, and the guy reported him. And they tagged my brother for enticing violence, racism, narcissism, violations of terms, conditions, and policies, use of language not accepted by Facebook. They got him for like 8 or 9 strikes. on
That's
one
why you
post.
want him to run our Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then, like, his brother went back and asked. He was saying basically the same things to me, but other terms, and he's not getting banned. And Facebook was like, no.
No.
So his
Well,
brother
that's one of the things that happened to you.
Yeah, I got in trouble for saying something to someone, and then they wouldn't ban the guy even though he was DMing me, threatening me. And I called him out on it in public on an actual post.
That's crazy. I don't know. I don't understand how those bots work. Like,
it's
The
not.
person that banned Shay was not a bot. The guy actually was
no, but I'm
DMing
saying,
Shay.
like, whoever. Or, I mean, how long does it take for it to get reported and then they look into the incident and then you get banned?
The post,
Like, 'cause it seems to happen.
the
pretty
last
quick.
post that I got banned from, it took them 4 days. 4 days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 4 days.
Yeah,
Because that was
so
on an
so
average.
usually a bot will flag it immediately, and they'll send it to another server for some like an actual
So they get
person
eyes
to look
on
it
it.
over. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I filed a junction against it saying I didn't agree with the reason I'm getting banned for this, and then they said we're not accepting junctions against being banned. You're just getting banned. They sent me that like 12 hours later, and then I was banned.
Why even have the option?
Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome. I agree to partner with myself.
Oh, I did get it.
Oh, it's
So apparently Bash is crazy today because he's just swatting at random things.
Do you want German? Do you want
Yeah.
plenty of German?
Yeah, you should probably just leave that over here because every time I see one, I'm gonna splash it.
That's gross.
Well,
bet
it was funny earlier. He was eating, and then there was this. There. I think that's the gnat that was bothering him earlier, and it was just aggravating him. Like it was going in front of his face, flying down, and
I'm sitting here eating my sandwich, swatting like this while taking a bite.
I'm sitting here eating my food, watching like the video, and all I see him over here is swatting the damn thing, and then he has the paper and he's
That's
hitting the fucking table right there, and like I finished my half of my sandwich, and I just look at him and I go, "Are you having fun?" He goes, "This fucking gnat is getting on my nerves. I can't kill it. Because he's been trying to kill it since yesterday.
Well, it's like there was that fly that was in here.
It's
Like,
still
on
in
the
here.
last
no, it's not.
episode?
I made sure to kill that motherfucker today.
Dude, I saw a fucking fly earlier. That bitch had to have been at least 5,
Dude,
6 days
that
old.
big ass horse fly.
Right?
Oh man.
I couldn't get him.
See?
I was like, he's
Oh,
gotta
wait,
be
wait.
slow.
Oh.
Oh, that's why he's so big.
Oh no, hell no. Fucking one of the times I went to the
Is he good?
bathroom,
There
he
he
was
is,
in there.
right there.
I fucking I grabbed one of the towels and I fucking hit him. Dude, he was so big when he hit, like it sounded like somebody hit the window with a rock.
Yeah, I always thought like if you like believe in reincarnation and
Yeah.
stuff, I think it'd be
Except for
hilarious to
Raven now.
come back as a fly. Like, but knowing what you know, right?
Mm.
And then just like fly down to the UN and fuck with one delegate in particular. Just pick one guy to randomly mess with. Don't let anybody else see you. Just the entire meeting, he's there at the UN. Like,
Yeah, right.
it's the fly. See a fly, man? There's a fly in here. I swear. Just in the back, like, just keep fucking with him until I die later that day.
Right.
They're-
Okay, see that's the thing. They say that flies only have like a 24-hour lifespan.
I think it's like 3 to 5 days max. No.
I don't believe that shit because we've had the same fly in here bugging everybody for like a week now, until I finally I splattered that son of a bitch all over the desk.
I mean, I know. I think they live definitely longer than a day, but it's not. It's not very long.
They're usually when summer first started, there was this big horsefly about that fucking big in the room, and he would fly around the room. And then one night when the cold front came in before it stayed hot all summer, he was sitting above the window over here
He
in
was
the
all
room,
frozen.
and like a day or two later, like he wouldn't move. Like, and I swatted him and smacked it, and I thought he was gonna fall, but he has just been sitting on the wall. And Cloud, he'll look at it and he'll cry because he can't get it. And when I put him up to it, he won't touch it because it's just there. He's dead. And I'm like, just.
So the average housefly measuring an inch, inch and a half will live for 28 days and more inch. The longer
That's
they
just
get, the
big
bigger
for
they
house
get.
planning stuff.
The bigger they get, the longer they live. The bigger flies can live up to 3 to 4 months.
Jeez,
Yeah, were they taking steroids?
right?
The average horsefly can live up to 4.5 months.
Not even a horse flies, a Clydesdale.
Right? Dude, those motherfuckers hurt too when they bite you.
Clydesdales?
No, well, I mean, but no, the horsefly. Like, have you ever been?
I've never been bit by a fly.
Dude, they
I've heard people
fucking
say
hurt.
that, and I'm like, I know it happens, but like, you always tell kids it's a fly, it doesn't bite.
Well,
You
yeah,
know, you
But
know,
then I was out there in the back of my head, but John did tell me he got bit one time.
yeah,
A
yeah.
fly like that big, that motherfucker hurts. when they
Yeah,
catch
yeah.
you.
Horseflies, dude. It's like taking your fingernails and like fucking like digging in and painting them together, dude. Like it fucking hurts.
I've never gotten bit by a fly.
Brad's gonna get all paranoid now every time he sees a big ass fly.
Yeah. Every one time when I was like, I was probably like 9 or 10, I got bit by an ant. And that was traumatic. I remember that because it was a fucking. We were like in the Bahamas, and like we're on the beach with this fucking big ass ant, and I'm looking at it because I'm stupid, and I'm like, oh damn, that's a cool looking. Oh motherfucker, man, down. It's on the beach. Is it swelling? It's swollen.
Go in the salt water, you'll be fine.
Is this like a jellyfish thing? Do I pee on it? Let's
See, I learned my lesson with scorpions that way is, like my grandparents when they used to live in Dallas, the house they had a crap ton of land and it was like right out to a lake. Scorpions were a huge thing out there.
Yeah.
They would come out probably around spring and then they would hide in the house in the summer.
What kind?
They were the white scorpion, like the
Oh.
clear bodies.
Those the most dangerous ones.
And like I had this thing where I was like 15. I hated sleeping on my bed because it was so uncomfortable, so I'd sleep on the floor. And I woke up one night because one had caught me right here on the nose.
Ooh.
He was pinched on and he was stinging my nose over and over
Oh my
again.
God.
Yeah. Grabbed that thing, splattered it against the wall, and my grandmother rushed me to the ER.
Short story, he was Rudolph that year.
No kidding, right?
Oh, wait.
But
Best Christmas.
they had to put me on steroids. Like I was there for the whole day. They took me out of school for 2 days.
Did they tell you how many times you actually stung him?
They said he had stung me at least 5 times before I caught him.
Like how you did to piss him off in your sleep,
I was
man?
just sleeping. But apparently, like the doctor was like, yeah, it's not uncommon during this time of year, and it's mostly because if you like roll over on them,
Mm-hmm.
and apparently where I was laying, he had come up there and laid down or something like that, and I had rolled over on top of him, and he just latched onto my nose and started stinging me.
But see,
That's just a defense mechanism
Yeah.
for them too, right?
but it's
not
like for me growing up. I mean, I grew up in the country, and never thought about scorpions or anything like that until I had seen one, and it hit me like in the calf or something, and my dad was like, yeah, you know, they can climb up beds and walls and stuff like that. And I was like, mm-hmm. They were like, yeah, pretty much anything porous. So that night, like, I'm not even joking, I covered like the legs on my bed in fucking Vaseline, had all that shit cleared away from my bed. I had my fucking bed pulled away from
That was the night I stopped sleeping on the floor.
That was also the night John discovered Vaseline.
Because my brother and I had this bunk bed, and I had the top bunk, and it just wasn't comfortable to and so I would sleep on the floor. But then I decided after that night I wasn't sleeping on the damn floor no more. Even though my grandmother had pest control come out and they cleared out the whole house and they laid everything down, and she buys this thing called Bug Be Gone, and it's really good. I love it. You spray it in your house. Like I had flies in my townhouse, and they kept coming in. So I sprayed all the window seals, I sprayed all the borders on the floor and everything. All the flies were found. I found them all dead in the middle of the kitchen. And then no other fly problem. I would just spray once a month.
Yeah, but hey, you want to see the thing of nightmares? That would be this thing.
What the fuck is that?
That is the scorpion fly.
Flies?
Yes.
It looks like it's
I'm not
pretty
gonna
like
stop.
butterfly
I just
wings.
want to leave that over
It
here.
looks like it has like butterfly wings.
I think I got it too, right?
I don't know, but
What
the
does the
thing,
wings look like?
Here-
What does it look like in the top?
I don't know, but here's the thing.
That man's
It
dead behind
flies.
him?
It looks like bone, yeah, which doesn't help. But it flies and it has a scorpion tail.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
That's
no.
the thing of nightmares.
No, yeah, for sure.
Did
Did you see the tarantula thing she posted?
It's a I can't even say
It's
it
a
now.
tarantula with wings.
Yeah.
Literally. It has bird wings on it, like almost complete bird wings.
Oh,
Let me see if I can find it real quick.
but it's crazy how like stuff like the animal world is like,
There it
still
is.
evolving, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I guess technically we were just doing it at like a way slower rate, but some of the animals that you see out there now, you're like, what the hell was
Yeah.
that electric eel
Well,
doing
that's
with
the
that
tarantulas.
porcupine
Yeah.
that created this shit? You know?
Spider with moth wings.
Yeah, it grew wings.
Oh, fuck all that.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
good.
I like tarantulas as it is.
Tarantulas?
Tarantulas.
I know, I've been waiting.
I like tarantulas as it is, but now you just
I
add
just
wings to
pictured a
them.
spider wearing its tie.
You're right.
And them little
Working
fuckers
on a ranch.
I say little fuckers. Those big fuckers, when they crawl on you, like they don't hurt when they bite. It's their freaking claws from their feet.
But like tarantulas aren't even really like, they look big and scary, right? But they're not like, I mean, like a brown recluse is
No.
deadlier than a fucking
Oh, yeah.
tarantula, right? Like,
Yeah.
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 The one that you can't see, it doesn't look like anything. It'll totally kill
To
you.
be
But the
fair-
tarantula is huge and like, yeah, kind of, I'm sure annoying, but they won't kill you,
Yeah.
right?
No, the only one, like, while I don't have a fear of most spiders, there are two. One is the brown recluse, just because I've gotten hit. Like, I have a pit in my arm because of one. The other one is the bird eater. Like, have you seen that thing?
I think so.
Dude, these things can grow up to like 3 feet long.
Yeah, there's like the size of a football or some bullshit. No?
Yeah, something like that. And like they, dig into the
Not like
ground.
footballs. Football's
I,
not big deal.
I don't know, but they dig into the ground and they make like, I think they're also called trapdoor spiders.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, those things eat like entire birds.
yeah.
And
And you see them take down a whole bird, huh? Like they
Oh, yeah,
wrap
That's
onto them.
funny because that's Chris's favorite spider.
yeah, no, because
I'm sure, like, if you have it as a pet and like in like a thing, yeah, they're
He
probably
want-
cool to look
Chris
at. But
wants
if you wake
one-
up with one on your face, you're not gonna love it.
Chris wants a set of them where he can bury them around his yard, so that way intruders that come up on his yard get
Nope.
attacked.
Nope. Well, it's like
It
actually,
seems like
Not
there's cars.
He's gonna forget where you buried him.
right? Well, it's like one of the bars. Well, whenever I worked at Rubik's, Tori sent me a picture. She was like, "Look, can we get one for the house?" And I was like, "No, fuck no." And one of the guys that worked with me, he was like, "Yeah, I've seen how big those things can get." And then he proceeds to tell me how when he was in the military, they were doing like a convoy exercise, and he said like a good quarter mile up, like mines were starting to go off. There's nobody on the roads.
Spiders.
Yeah. So like they got a little bit closer, and another one of the mines went off because they have mines buried on the side of the roads.
Yeah, those things. Well, I'm not exactly sure on how much they take, but they take some weight. I'm sure
Yeah.
to set up on.
Yeah, because you have to press the pin down, and then that spring loads it, whatever. And yeah, so they found like this nest of these fucking big ass bird catcher spiders, and they were fast enough to come out of their hatches, step on the mine, and then get back in their hatch before it would fucking like fly up and explode. And it's like, no,
No.
that's not okay.
The fact that they're smart enough to go back inside their hole.
Huh?
It's crazy that they're smart enough
Yeah.
to go back inside their hole.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
exactly.
My
No,
least favorite's
No,
gotta
it's
be Black
scary that they're
Widow.
fast enough. To
I
do
hate the Black Widow spiders. And when I worked at Spectrum, you would go and open that freaking hatch with plug in their wires, and one of them I opened was just a nest.
Oh,
Of tiny little ones with little red dots on their back, and a big mama one. She was like that fucking big.
Nope.
I was like, closed it, and I was like, I called.
Apparently we haven't run cable out here yet. Yeah, you're gonna have to get somebody else.
I called dispatch. And I was like, yeah. So where do we stand on pest control? She's like, what? And I sent her the picture, and I was like, this. And she goes, oh yeah, don't touch that. And I was like, no. I thought I would just stick my hand in here. And then we had another one.
He got in the van and he locked the van.
I had a trainee with me, and I was out, and the trainee opened one, and all I saw was scorpions like scattered.
Ooh.
And he stepped back, and he goes, and I was like, don't you dare. He was getting ready to plug the wire, and I was like, don't you dare. I was like, because if you get hurt. And so we called, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to need pest control. And she's like, my dispatcher was like, it's always with you. And I was like, I sent her the picture. I was like, well, this is a giant scorpion nest, and these are all clear-bodied scorpions and a few black ones in and out of here. And I was like, I'm not sticking my hand in that. And she's like, but the port you need's right there at the top. I was like, no.
And you're like, well, you know right there. Come plug it in. Shit.
Right.
I was like, no, because what I have to do is you have to run the wire underneath, pull it up, and then attach it to the top. I was like, I'm not just going to attach it to the top and close the lid on the wire. I was like, then what's the point? It cuts the wire. We had a wrap one. I was doing a wall dropping a line into the house through the wall, and I went to drill down into the board, and I hit a rat while drilling.
Wow.
It squealed and died.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, I can imagine the noise that made.
Yeah.
And as soon as I got done, I was like, pulled the drill out, covered it in blood, and I looked down the hole, and I was like flashlighting it, and I was like,
I don't know if that's a rat.
there was a bunch of little eyes staring at me. I was like, yeah, no.
Oh my God, dude.
I went back down, and I was like, you guys need to get someone out here. You got a huge rat nest in this wall that you want me to run this line through. I was like, I mean, I can drop the line in. So I guarantee you, the second I drill that hole, you're gonna have rats come running right out of it. I was like, I think I just freed them from the attic by drilling down into it. And she was like, yeah, no, we'll reschedule. I was like, I sent a picture of the nest to her. My dispatcher's like, I don't get you. She's like, you always have the worst luck when it comes to these things.
You always send me to the houses that have all the fucking.
And that's what I told her. It's like,
Right, they're probably laughing in the back. I'm like, you fell for it again.
Right.
it's like, you keep sending me to the southeast side of San Antonio for all these. Like, what do you want from me?
I know there was one time I got real familiar with fucking chicken snakes and rattlesnakes.
What the hell's a chicken snake?
A chicken snake?
Exactly what you think it is.
Yeah.
A scared chicken? A scared snake?
It's a snake about as big that gets about as big as a rattlesnake. But all they do is they go into chicken pens and they eat the eggs and kill the chickens.
Yeah.
But no one.
I think they're the only snakes that do that. That they got their own name.
Well, they, like, depending on where you live,
Mhm.
you'll find, like, nests of these snakes, but they're not poisonous.
Yeah. The only damage that they do to you is they kill your chickens and take your eggs.
That's probably why they go out this way.
But no, I was about 11 years old, and I was in my grandmother's washroom, and I was putting a load of clothes in, and I had closed the bathroom door because her washer and dryer were in her front bathroom, and my cousins were asleep in the bedroom right next to it. And so I closed the door, and when I closed the door, I seen something above the door frame, a little brown thing, like, come down, and I was like, might be a rat, but I don't want to look up. And I finished putting the clothes in the washer, and I look up, just because I was curious. I had a big old fucking copperhead around the door frame of my grandmother's bathroom, and I screamed so loud, and it was before my grandfather passed away. And I was like, okay, I don't need you to get your gun, but I need you to get the snake hook, please. He goes, why? I was like, there's a big old copperhead above the door frame. He comes in, no there's not. He walks in, holy shit, walks back out, grabs the snake hook, comes back in. Okay, so he grabs it, picks it up, grabs it by its head, twists it, pulls it, and he goes, here, go cook
Did you
it.
pop it as well?
No. No, but and then later on that fucking day, I had to go out to the chicken pen, and then sure enough, I seen a 15-foot long chicken snake.
Damn,
Just-
that's a long ass fucking snake. Rattlesnakes don't get that long?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they
15
do.
feet?
Oh yeah,
Fuck that.
yeah. If you go out like way out in the country,
Can't they like strike the distance of half their body or some bullshit?
the average like 3 or 4 foot rattlesnake can strike like 8 to 10 feet.
What?
Yeah, because
But-
basically they coil themselves into a spring.
Apparently, I need to be more nervous around.
But
That's a rattlesnake. You hear it rattling, you walk away.
Yeah,
But our barn that we had built on our pasture, we had this section that my cousin's mom, she had thrown like all the baby toys and stuff in it. Like it was just like
That was
old
me, by the way.
strollers and it was old strollers and like swings and stuff that she had put in
told you
there.
Bash was crazy.
And like one day I went out and opened the barrels. Well, me and my cousin did, and we had gotten the buckets and we filled them with food and we called the cows up. Sure enough, there's another fucking chicken snake going across the top of the barn, and I was like, I started screaming because our barn, the way it was built, it was plywood, and then it was shingles, and then it was metal on the outside. So it was really thick and then protected on the outside. And like my cousin was like, "Why are you screaming?" And I showed her. She started screaming. I was like, wait a second. Let's follow it." We follow it, and it goes all the way over to the area where like all the toys and shit are in the corner. And I told my grandfather, he goes, "Oh yeah, there's chicken snakes, rattlesnakes, copperheads, everything you can think of in there. I wouldn't go in there." And I was like, "And you haven't fucking killed them yet?" I said, "We live on a 5-acre
No, that,
pasture."
but like, why tempt the children? Like, all the toys are over there.
Right.
But, you know, it's full of
Well,
snakes.
not only that, all of our cows slept in the fucking barn at night. And then we had 2 donkeys that stood on the outside so the coyotes wouldn't attack them. Because if you live on a farm, coyotes hate donkeys.
Wow, I did not know that. I was
Yeah.
like,
They
what
hate-
correlation is there?
they-
But wow, okay.
They hate the yeehawing that
The noise that they make? The
Yeah.
rain?
Yep.
Well, I'm down there.
See,
Definitely learned something new today.
if I ever lived on land like that and worried about snakes, I would just go out, get a bunch of possums, and just set them on my land. Have fun.
Surround yourself by a bunch of asses and possums.
My land is fine. What do you mean it's fine? You got a bunch of overgrown rats on here. No, those are just possums. They take care of all the snakes for me.
That's all they eat.
Huh?
That's all they eat.
That's not what they.
That-
don't
Hey,
always
it's-
do.
It's not all they eat, but if they see one, that's the first thing that they're gonna go after.
And
So what do you
since
do when your
they're
possums get overrun? What do you put against the possums?
they're immune to rattlesnake venom and black water moccasin venom.
You were about to
Possums,
say Black
nature's
Mamba.
But water moccasins and rattlesnake venom has no effect on them. That's how we actually built the antidote for it.
Oh,
There's
that's
also
so nice.
possums.
Fucking possums, man. Like nature's silent assassins, apparently.
Yeah, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, they got rabies." No, most of them do not.
Don't
have
like
rabies.
raccoons have rabies? And
Yeah,
stuff?
now raccoons they're known for it, but possums, no, they're just known as the snake killers. They will go through your trash can just like raccoons will, but I mean that's a nice trade-off to me. You can have the trash as long as you keep the snakes away from me. I don't care.
See, I've always just been easy and just thrown red cedar everywhere. Done.
That'll keep
Red
them away
cedar?
too.
Like if you have like red cedar trees or white
Yeah,
cedar
yeah.
trees,
They keep most of it.
yeah, like the
Cedar's good for that. And,
Oh, yeah,
like
because-
bugs and shit too.
cedar keeps
Termite?
bugs away, it keeps snakes away, it keeps rodents away. Just they can't handle cedar.
I only know this because I thought about building a cedar lined room one time.
But
I've never thought about that.
It's a good way to
Woods and
keep
stuff.
stuff growing indoors.
I didn't know about the whole. I didn't really know about the relationships between a donkey and a coyote until I was about 10, and that's when my grandfather had he got a miniature baby donkey, and then he had gotten a full-grown donkey, and then he brought the
So
mama.
he's got 2 asses.
And then he brought the mama of the miniature, which she was a full-grown, but she bred with him. short shit. And so, like, we put them on our land, and
So the Serena Williams of donkeys.
David Juicy's.
no, we put them on the land, and like, I didn't understand it until like I sat out there that night, and I was just watching, making sure none of the coyotes came up, because our barn, how close it was from my cousin's house to where it was only about not even 40 feet away from the house, so it was really close, and like they would come all the way up inside the barn to attack the cattle. And so we put the donkeys by the barn after we would call the cows up. And ever since then, like, then when they would start whining and crying, like we would hear the coyotes come up and you would see them, then they would hear the donkeys, and then they would just run.
Yep.
And then you would see our donkeys go running out in the field, and I was like, what the fuck? And my grandfather, he was like, they're going to go chase him and kill him. I was like, what? He goes, yeah, they stomp on him.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And then the next day, we took the tractor out and we pulled up 5 dead coyotes, and I was like, great, put them in
Skin
the...
them and
No, we just threw them in our trash pile.
No, because
You
when
can't even eat that, you know?
when they stomp them, like they just mutilate the bodies.
mush. Yeah.
All I know, I'm saying, like, you need to trademark that, like, today. Like, that needs to be your new saying. Like, oh man, they get along like a donkey and a coyote. What? That definitely, you need a shirt with that on it.
That's like,
Like a finger, one donkey, coyote. The fuck does that mean? Oh, you'll know.
Go watch episode.
Right? Yeah, for real. I never fucking knew that was an actual thing.
that's like heifers and coyotes.
See, I could believe that just because, like, cows are naturally scared all the time and they're big, they kick for, like, when
Well,
they're threatened, no?
I
But like,
mean,
like
not
a donkey,
necessarily.
but you never see, like, a heifer actively go chase down
I had,
coyotes, do you?
well, my cousin's dad had brought a big old show heifer, and from the, he got it from,
what?
There's just a lot of terms that she uses that I've never once incorporated into
Okay.
my daily vocabulary.
Big O.
Yeah, big old show heifer, right?
a heifer is a huge ass male cow.
No,
Or is it the
I thought it was a
female?
female cow.
Oh,
I've been calling stuff.
I know because my dad used to call my mom a heifer.
I call my mom a
well, he had brought a heifer from one of the auctions, and he had put her on the land. And I didn't really think about her either, because the only reason why he brought her is because we had 2 baby calves, and he wanted her to nurse them and get them back up to health. Well, one night, a group of coyotes were coming up, and they were attacking the little ones, and he only got her because she still had her horns as well. She had horns coming out, and she was mean. I called her bully. I didn't like her because she had like this black mark under her eye, and I didn't like her. I knew
Like
she
had
was
been
gonna.
in a fight.
No, I knew she was gonna be mean from the get go, because not only did she attack the coyotes, she went down by the by our trash area that we had, and she kicked out our whole fence, and all of our cows went to our neighbor's land, and I was like,
See, again, a problem I've never had to do.
I don't
I
like
know the
it.
name. I know what I'm titling this video, by the way.
Coyotes and donkeys?
Coyote. No, I was gonna call it spiders, asses, and heifers.
Not
But-
necessarily in that order.
But no, after I realized that she had kicked like a good half a mile of our gate down, I knew that I was gonna have to go out the next day and fucking rebuild that fence and put the gate back up and spend time and patience. Putting barbed wire on a fence sucks. And
I think a barbed wire sucks sometimes.
Yeah.
I've only done that once, but I was little and I was only helping, but it looked like a pain in the
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
ass.
Yeah, it sucks.
putting barbed wire on a fence and putting hay wire on hay bales, not fun.
Yeah. Well,
Been there, done that, don't like it.
I don't want that shirt.
the,
I think they're adding like 3 or 4 feet onto these fences right here on the water.
Vertically?
Yeah.
Wow, these guys are gonna have to start carrying poles that are 3 feet longer.
Well,
Yeah,
you heard about what Trump's doing with that, right?
Well,
Since he can't get the wall built as fast as he wants to, he's having a company. Actually, the company here in El Paso, they're building toppers, and they've ordered to put the impalement spikes
yeah.
on top of it. And they're gonna go up there and they're supposed to weld all those.
Yeah. I know the news was covering it today.
Yeah, I saw that earlier.
They were talking about down in like what is it called? Carrizo Springs, is that what it's called down there? It's like right Eagle Pass and Carrizo Springs, right on the border in
Yeah.
South Texas.
Yeah.
How they started laying the concrete and they've got the wall going up and they're building a tower right
Yeah.
there, and it's gonna have spotlights. And Eagle Pass said that they're not supporting Border Patrol agents being up in that tower because they're gonna be armed with live-at-ground sniper rifles.
Yeah.
And Eagle Pass like, we don't want that.
Yeah, that
They're gonna keep shooting everybody trying to get over this wall.
that happened, what, maybe a couple years ago? I don't know if you remember this happening, but it, like, you don't know, in some parts of this river that divides our nations, it's, literally like less than the size of this room.
Mhm.
Like, the river is not that wide in some spots, and a lot of times it doesn't even have water in it. So, like, you'll see people just, like, kind of just playing in the mud and stuff. And, like, one day there were some kids and they were playing in the mud, and then, like, some Border Patrol agents, I guess, started giving them shit, so the kids started throwing rocks back at them.
Yeah.
And then one of the Border Patrol agents killed a little kid.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that.
But, like, it was, like, okay, there was, I mean, I understand, like, we gotta keep, criminals and bad people and blah, blah, blah. But, like, as a little kid, how do you throwing a rock? No, for sure, no. That little kid fucked up by throwing a rock and do that at a gun.
Yeah,
But
but still,
exercise some
open fire.
fucking,
Restraint.
like,
If you have
exercise some
tasers,
restraint, man,
you
and just
have
be
a
like, you know what,
taser.
dude, fuck it, I'm gonna walk away. Come across this line and do some stupid shit. Oh, you're not going to, right? I'll be in my truck. That's it.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, if all these kids are playing with tasers and they start throwing rocks, shoot into the mud. You're gonna hit them all at once.
Just splash the fucking mud on them and scare the shit out of them. You don't have to shoot the kid.
No.
No, they're the taser.
Yeah, shoot the taser into the mud.
I kind of think it's so funny that they're so focused on like the border area right here by the school districts and stuff.
Mhm.
But over there by Cabela's, literally, there's a highway that it doesn't even have the border between it. Like if people wanted to, they could literally just walk under the fucking bridges and
Oh,
come
yeah.
over.
Oh yeah.
That's one of the biggest things, because, well, I don't know, like, knowing that, because we live here in a border town, like, we know this, we know that wall's been there for fucking ever.
Yeah.
But,
Not
like,
really,
this,
it's
no,
been up-
the
wall.
it's been longer there than Trump's been in office,
Yeah,
yeah?
for sure.
Like, we all agree on that.
Yeah.
But this was, like, taking, like, credit for, like, yep, look at all this wall I built. It's, like, it's been there for as long as I can remember, and I've
Yeah.
lived here. Like,
Yeah,
it's always been there, yep. Making these walls strong now. It's like, that's 20 years old and I've seen dudes climb over it, but okay. Like,
Well, and that was the best part because when he started doing the whole, we're gonna build and reinforce the walls and shit like that. The president of Mexico, like you can find the video on YouTube, and it's him with a fucking what are the selfie sticks, and it's him, and he goes over there. He's got a backpack on, and it's him, the president of Mexico, climbing the wall, and he's sitting on top of the wall, and he's sitting there taking pictures, and he's like, "Yeah, great job."
but
that's a giant fuck you to the US,
They
I
had
don't
like
know
some
what it is.
11-year-old girl scale this unscalable fence.
Yeah.
People are gonna find a way over it, no matter what. It's just nature. Like, I mean, no matter how
You
you,
tell
think
somebody
about
that-
it, we're all like,
You tell humans they can't do something.
we
they tend to find
overadapt,
a
we
way.
adapt and we overcome.
Yeah.
No matter what. Maybe not for the best reasons all the time, but we still do.
Yeah.
Well, it's like right over there by my doctor's appointment. EPCC is over there.
Yeah.
And like when we take the back way and come here, like we drive right
No,
by.
UTEP is right there.
I was like, EPCC's over here.
Well, there's
Well,
talking about like
UTEP
UTEP.
UTEP is next to you.
No, because remember,
And then there's that one over here that way.
there's
too.
another EPCC over by my doctor's appointment. Because I always see the sign. It says EPCC and it's right down the street
Yeah,
from
right,
Oregon
close.
Street.
Yeah, there's a few campuses.
Yeah.
Because there's the one downtown.
It's like, I don't
Because
think
we go around the circle
I
every
was gonna say,
time.
only one I pay attention to is I know UTEP's right there because it says UTEP Library,
Well, yeah.
and it's a Pokemon gym, and I sit there while she's in there, and I take the gym.
But
You know, priorities.
Well, yeah, because like I could do anything else but sit in the car and wait for her to come out.
like
Twiddle,
they
twiddle, twiddle, twiddle.
like the way that the highway is designed over there, like even if you're going to one of the other sides of El Paso, you still have to drive on the Mexico side. Like it does, the highway goes over the border, and you're literally driving right over on the border.
On the border.
There's some
Yeah.
areas here, especially in El Paso, where it's really confusing. It's like, that's Mexico, right? And that's New Mexico? And we're here in America, in Texas. But I can see all these spaces at one time. Like, and when going up to the tramway, you can see 2 different countries.
Yeah.
So isn't
3
there?
different states.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but there is a rest stop coming through New Mexico into Texas, and it's right at the border between the two. But if you go behind the rest stop, you're in Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of, it's right there.
Because when I drove out to California and I
On the
drove
wrong side
back,
of the table to the
I stopped at that rest area, and there was a sign right behind the rest area, and I had walked around to the vending machines, which were on the back of the rest area, and right when you're walking around the rest area, it says, "Welcome to Mexico," as you're going around it. And I was like, wait, so the vending machines are from Mexico?
I've accidentally almost driven into Juarez before. Have you ever done that? Like,
Yeah. Especially
like, oh, wrong exit. I was almost in Mexico.
Yeah,
today, guys.
especially the crossover that's up over here, because like the exit is named something else, and it's not until you're like on that road.
Oh, in
It's like,
Zaragoza? Because Zaragoza, there's like the one for Zaragoza, and then there's the one for Zaragoza International Bridge.
yeah, the one that's further up here, like
Yeah.
going to Tim's.
Oh, okay. Johnstown, yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking about Johnstown.
Yeah,
That's
we-
one by Paisano.
Yeah.
yeah.
Over there too. That's a little fort. It's
Yeah,
like
but you don't know it
Mexico.
until you're like right on
Yeah.
top of it.
Yeah.
And there's that one turnaround just for that.
Yeah,
like right before you
because
get
I've done that where like I'll pull in and it's like, oh shit, because like once you make that, then you can see the checkpoint. It's like, just turn around, guys.
There, where my aunt lives over in New Mexico, if you drive like 30 to 45 minutes down a road that she lives by, you're literally at all 4 corners of New Mexico, Colorado,
Oh yeah, 4 corners.
Las Vegas, California,
Nevada.
and Nevada and Arkansas. Like,
Arizona.
Yeah, I was like
I was like,
Arizona,
Arkansas.
Nevada,
Arkansas's over here.
Colorado.
I was like, Arkansas is over by like Missouri and stuff.
okay.
New Mexico, Arizona, Colorado, Nevada.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
It's like this
she
little
lives
point.
right
Yeah,
there, close to the 4 corners, and if you go out, like if you go to it, then you can see like all the different perspectives and
Yeah,
all
they
the
have a
different
little
time
thing there now,
zones
no?
too.
Isn't there like a little thing there now?
Yeah,
because
there's
there
a
used to
thing
be
there.
really nothing, but now there's
Well,
like an actual spot.
There's
Yeah.
there's a gas station there, and we had this discussion
Oh
on
yeah,
the
I remember
episode
this.
where if you go in one door, you have to pay the price of the state from that side of the door. It has
Yeah, it's just
4
different
different
on
doors.
sides of the
Yeah,
parking lot.
Mm.
each side of the gas station has different prices.
That's fucked up.
Now if y'all went to that gas
I
station,
go all the way to New Mexico to get gas.
Right?
you
You
would
think
look
that
at
joke's so funny? You make it every fucking time.
And it's literally you just have to take a step to the left.
We know you went to Valero. We get it. Jesus.
now them like I
No,
can see
today I
them,
went to Colorado.
now I can see them driving up to the gas station and looking at it and be like, which one has cheaper gas?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
see,
then
that's
walking.
the discussion we had about that. Yeah. But we also had the discussion of like the gas station is like it has one cashier for each state, and the cashier for Colorado can legally sell weed there. But you
Yeah.
can't take it outside of that. They have a line there that you can't take it outside of, or it becomes an illegal substance.
That'd be fucked up if like you buy it there, but you turn around and the lines like trap you in next to that counter.
What I was gonna say is it'd be fucked up if that part of the gas station sold like weed but not chips. The other one did sell chips, but not
Yeah,
weed.
right.
You'd be like, oh man. Walk outside. put the
Somebody
shit
go
in your
get me
car,
this while
walk
I get this
around.
over here, and then you go get drinks from
Right.
that area because
They're
obviously they don't have any over
Well,
here.
and that's the thing, like the fountains for the drinks, you got your normal Colorado fountain drinks. You've got your normal.
Oh, that's a good point too.
Yeah, you've got your normal like Arizona, New Mexico. Like you've got all of your normal fountain drinks there, and they're all different. Like I was like, damn. Like holy shit.
I wonder how many GMs run that one store.
Right.
They have like there has to be at least two. Because you
It's
have to
not
be,
just a
I believe you have to be
big- it's actually just
certified
one
in the
store.
state that you're
Mhm.
running the gas station for.
Not good. Right?
No,
That would have made
no.
sense.
To be the GM for a gas station, you just have to be like knowledgeable in what your gas station carries and
But
does.
once you have to get a
Because-
tobacco license, alcohol license from each state in order to sell
yeah,
it.
yeah, but that's not on the GM. That's on the company itself.
Yeah, I don't think so.
They
Because
have
I mean, they have like
freaking
corporations
license
have
for each
different.
state.
Yeah,
States,
because
different
like whenever I ran my own Shell gas station, we never dealt with that. It was our corporate office. They're the ones that did all that and did all the paperwork and blah blah blah. We never had any dealings in that. So
Like, you gotta think like if you're a restaurant and stuff like that, all the permits you gotta get for each state. And
oh
your stuff
yeah,
right
no,
there.
that would be a pain in the ass, I'm sure.
It's like, oh, I'm gonna open this restaurant right here at the Four Corners. So you're gonna need a serve safe certification from this state, this state, this state,
Yeah.
this state.
And all your
Is there a
employees
city
have
hall in that area as well where I could know?
I have to go all the way. I have to go all the way to the freaking capital
Right.
for each state. Shit,
That's
okay. Maybe I won't open this.
Yeah, I'll just move a block away and avoid all
Yeah,
these
right.
problems.
We're just gonna move it 5 feet in this direction,
Pick which state you guys want to live in.
right?
Yeah, I can't ever forget the trip I did to California with something like that. But they, I swear, there's Nat. There's Nat. I'm not swatting at his ability.
He's the only one that sees these.
But we
Roll
drove.
perception.
we drove to California, and I lived in San Angelo at the time, and it was like 4:30 in the morning is when we left, and I drove all the way. Like I only stopped for gas. Like I stayed up, I didn't sleep, I drove the whole trip. But once I hit Arizona, dude, that was a whole another kind of driving I had to learn really freaking quickly.
Yeah.
I was used to Texas's driving, and Texas driving is not much different than New Mexico. They drive pretty much the same we do. Then once you hit Arizona, I hit Phoenix, and we hit Phoenix at 6 p.m. their time.
Yeah.
Holy shit! I got pulled over by Phoenix police, and I was like, "Hey, you have 3 people in your car. You're supposed to be in the HOV lane." I have-
You have to be?
I have
Yeah.
to be in the HOV lane.
I
He
thought
was
that
like,
was just like a
he was like,
bonus. Like,
no, he was like, if you have more than one person in the car, you have to be in the HOV lane.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, all right, I'll guide you over there. You're from Texas. I didn't expect you to know that. He guided me over there, and it's a 4-lane.
It still took my time to pull you over.
It's a 4-lane road, like highway, separate from the standard highway.
Oh,
Yeah.
no shit.
Yeah, it has its own exits.
It's the same way in
I
Oklahoma.
thought it was like one lane that you were supposed
No,
to be in.
no,
But
it's-
damn, you
it's-
have your own highway? Fuck
Yeah,
no.
it's the same way in Oklahoma. If you have more than 2 people, you have to be in that lane. And then if you go through a toll, you show them like your Texas registrations and insurance and license, they give you a receipt. And then once you get out of state, you hit another toll, and then they just cancel the receipt. And like your whole trip is just getting a receipt and turning it in.
Yeah, when you hit,
Does that count for kids though? It's like,
Yes,
When you hit,
it does
uh,
actually.
over 3, like over 2? Like
Over-
if you have a kid in the
over a
back,
year.
that's 3 people?
Over a year old, they count it as a person.
that was the most confusing thing on my trip to Missouri is I hit 35, and I was just staying on 35. Apparently 35 turns into a fucking toll road.
Yep.
And you get there, and they take your license and your insurance, they take a picture of your registration, they hand you a receipt. You go and you take 35, and then whenever you go to take your exit, there's another booth. You have to stop. They do the same thing, take the receipt from you, and I'm like,
How much is
this
this? Oh,
was confusing.
They're not expensive.
It was like,
Tolls are like
$5 for my trip.
oh, not even. Like
like they tried to do that toll road here, and that didn't work at all.
yeah, no, for us like because I was going to and from Missouri like once every month. Like I'd drive up there, work, and then come back at the end of the month. I'd be home for like a week and then go back, and it was like $1.50, like for each toll, but you never end up paying it.
It's hot. You're not crazy.
See, you guys are just failing your perception checks.
Uh-huh.
No, I was just like, John, get out. Really?
He must have been the one that rolled the 1.
The reason why they canceled the toll is because they were wasting so much money sending out the mail, right?
Yeah.
And it was like the toll road
Well, they're
they
talking
built
about
that
the drivers from
connects.
Juarez too. You didn't send them a ticket to where?
Yeah.
It was just like the one they built, the Austin toll road, the one that goes from outside of north of Austin and it connects to San Antonio. You take but you take the toll, you take I-10 or 90 and you run it up, and it turns into SH-130 right outside of what's the one that starts with an S? San Marcos.
Yeah.
Right outside of San Marcos, it turns into
Is the only other
SH-130.
one that starts with an S?
No, there's another one that starts with an S too. I don't.
San Saba.
There's a bunch.
Well,
of
but if you don't want to hit the toll road, if you're going through Austin, and 90 turns into 10, then you just take 10 out. And as soon as you clear Austin, the speed limit goes to 85, and you can run that all the way through Oklahoma.
Well, there was this one time that he took the toll road on the outside of Austin when he came and got me from Waco, and we were on our way back to San Antonio. I shit you not, the speed limit on the toll road said 85. A fucking police officer, he was going 85. Or a police officer passed us, and he was like, I don't think he's going 85. And I looked, I go, no, he's going about 95, 100. And this fucker, he was
cars
flying.
all by like
Yeah.
no like, but the normal way that I would take to go to like Waco from San Antonio is I would take Highway 90, take the SH-130 toll road because it's 85, and you just run it. And if you run that whole toll road, it shaves a good hour off of your drive. And there's literally no traffic out there because they made the tolls like $4 just to travel.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, but still, like your first time getting out there at that kind of speed, it scares the shit out of you.
yeah. And the first time I ever did it was we were going to Dallas to visit my family when I just moved to San Antonio, and a gust of wind hit and my whole little car just goes like this. I was like, oh my god.
Well, not only that, especially when you have a shit ton of diesel trucks just
But
flying by you, like
That
it's,
toll road failed. Like, they had it open for like 4 years before they just decided to bankrupt it and just leave it as a highway.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's no longer a toll road, it's just
you
a
really
highway.
don't see like toll roads
In
everywhere.
Dallas for
like,
sure.
Yeah.
Dallas North Tollway, George Bush Turnpike, and SH-121 toll road.
Probably Dallas Fort Worth is also a huge
Yeah.
ass
Yeah.
area. Like that's a big
That's a
part
huge
of Texas by
metroplex,
itself.
yeah.
I don't
And
like it.
but
Wow.
SH-121 used to just be a regular highway, and then they made it a toll road when I was like 16.
Yeah.
And then Dallas,
so nobody took it. Everybody just stays on the access road.
yeah,
Yeah, you see
And-
on frontage over there.
yeah, they just stay on the frontage road, and it went bankrupt, and so they made it a part of Dallas North Tollway. So, and Dallas North Tollway is the one that links from Highway 380 in Greenville all the way through Dallas. Like, it goes all the way through Dallas into Hillsboro. So, like,
Yeah.
it runs that whole stretch. So, it wasn't going bankrupt anytime soon, and they still keep sending me bills, but I just ignore them.
That frontage road there, man. That thing's been under construction for as
Oh,
long as I
yeah.
can remember.
Oh, dude.
I know when we
I remember we
went.
used to go out there every year to see my brother for like the 4 years in a row that we went. That it was always on his exit, like at his apartment. It's like they still haven't fixed this fucking road.
Last year when I picked her up from Waco, I was trying to find a freaking hotel after I had gotten her in Waco because it was like 5:30 in the morning, and all the hotels are lined up on one side of the highway, and they had closed
Yeah.
all of I-35 and Frontage Road for construction that night,
Oh.
so I couldn't get to any of the fucking hotels. We had to go all the way. Where did we end up going
We had
to
to drive all the way to fucking Belton.
to
to
get
get
a
a
fucking
hotel.
hotel? Because
How far is that?
Belton from Waco is about a 45-minute to an hour drive.
yeah,
Oh, that's
and
nice.
it's
And it was already 5:30 in the morning.
yeah, but the service road the frontage road was closed all the way through, so none of the hotels were open on that side.
Oh.
So I had no choice but to go all the way over there just to get a freaking hotel
Yeah.
room.
And then
Sounds like a horrible place to break down.
when we went
Right.
to go visit, or when we were moving up here, and when we went to go to Dallas to visit his mom, and then when we were after we left and we were on our way up here, he was looking at different ways to go through Dallas to get here, and he goes, "I gotta find a route that's not Highway 635." And I was
To
like,
this day, you'll
"Why?"
never catch me drive 635 in Dallas.
I did not know that it was the death road of
It is
Dallas.
called the Death
Oh,
Road
yeah.
of the Metroplex.
Yeah.
It is the death highway of the Metroplex because it has the highest kill count in all the United States on
Yeah.
highways.
So, like, what makes it so dangerous?
It's a
if the traffic-
7-lane road on
Yeah.
each side, and
If
the speed limit's 80.
Yeah, if the traffic won't kill
that
you,
episode of
then
Family
the road
Guy.
itself will.
And
There's
it-
like
Good luck
my-
to everybody else.
Yeah, because like one of my first times coming back from El Paso, we went through there and I didn't know
Which
it.
highway?
And it was
635.
like 4:35 o'clock at night by the time we hit it.
As opposed to where?
And
It's
in
downtown
Dallas.
Dallas, Fort
It's
Worth. It runs
like-
through them all.
I don't know what this person was thinking, but like we're going through, there's nobody on the road, and we're just cruising all the way through it, and suddenly like you come down this little hill and you come back up, and there was somebody like in the middle of the road. They were crossing the highway.
Yep.
If I would have slammed on my brakes, dude, I would have splattered
And,
across my car.
Like, if traffic doesn't kill you and civilians don't kill you, the potholes will. Because, again, speed limit's 80, and that road has not been repaired that I've known about since I was
Years. Yeah.
born. And that thing is falling apart, and there's, like, deep potholes. Now, my dad always referred to that as the death highway in Texas. And he's like, avoid it at all costs. They have all these other highways that go around it and take you to the same spots. Just take those.
And so when we were on our way back, like, I think we went through 15 to 20 different toll pits.
I took every back road whole way I could to avoid taking 635 to 20.
Oh, yeah.
Because taking 20, like, that was the way to get here. Is you have to hit 20 and then run it down to 10 and then take 10 up.
And the worst part is like if you have an exit, there's no signs.
No?
Yeah.
No, so
no.
like if you're following with GPS, like you might be in the middle, you've got like 4 lanes on this side, and it's like your exit's in a quarter mile, so now you have to fight through 4 lanes of traffic trying to get over it. Nobody's gonna let you over willingly.
So there's no signs on 635 for your exit until you're at the exit. It's fucked up. Yep. And that's just that. I've never taken the road personally driving.
It's only 37 miles long.
I've been on the road, like riding with somebody, but I will never drive
Yeah.
that road. It, like I said, it's considered one of the most dangerous highways in the United States.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Something might have took over. I mean, there's always California. What's that main highway that runs straight up California? That I-10 turns into once it hits it and runs north?
I don't know, but I'm
Oh, I
sure
don't
it's an odd number.
Right?
Highway 1? I think it is Highway 1.
Yeah, probably. No, yeah, that would make sense.
I think so. I'm not sure.
Where does I-10 end?
So have you guys played any games this week?
Right? I feel like we should be talking about games.
No.
No?
No.
I was telling John about
It's
this.
like, when we would had the chance since the last time we met up on, what, Sunday?
Yeah.
I know, man.
Yeah,
I was
between
fucking dying
between
Monday.
fighting my tooth infection, sleeping, and editing, that's pretty much.
Monday morning was
It's
so
been-
bad. I was like, fucking Brandon.
It's basically been get up, come
Oh,
out
yeah,
here.
let's stay up till 5:30 in the morning.
I go on, I review the analytics, I review the ad revenue, and then I review all of the social media posts and start going through it all. And that's pretty much it, or that, or applying for
Well,
jobs.
it ends in Santa Monica. And, well,
Shoots north after that.
so it's between Jacksonville, Florida, and Santa Monica, California.
I didn't know I-10 ran all the way into
Yeah,
Jacksonville.
Yeah.
that's fucking.
I-10 actually runs across the entire U.S.
Yeah, it's the,
Because, like
there's
whenever I would go from San Antonio to Missouri, if like I would take 90 out and then it was I-10 the rest of the way. Texas, Oklahoma, like the corner of Kansas, and then into Missouri.
I was telling John about this game called Fall Guys. Have you heard of it?
Yes, everyone's posting Let's Plays about it.
Seems pretty interesting, basically. What it's about. Have you guys seen it? Yeah.
I haven't
No?
watched any of them yet. I've heard plenty about it though. It's
Yeah.
all over YouTube right
Basically, it's like Wipeout meets. Yeah, I don't racing wipeout.
Yeah.
Where it's like a big obstacle course.
Yeah.
And
With the big red balls.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. But you start with a bunch of people.
What's the
And,
longest internet? Sorry.
and you guys
It's the
you're
longest
supposed to
highway.
not fall. And if you fall, you start
35.
over.
Huh?
I-9.
I-90.
Yeah. Apparently I-10's the fourth longest. I was like, wow, fourth longest. Interesting. Fell down on that.
I really would have thought 35 was the longest because it runs just fucking.
No, it just runs from Texas to Oklahoma.
No, I-35 is just
Okay,
from the
so
bottom to the
it's
top of
I-90,
Texas.
I-80, I-40, I-10.
I
Well,
What,
interstate.
yeah.
I know. But
I thought you were doing the I.
no.
See, like, it's
Roger,
kinda like
Roger.
that. See, like,
Right.
obstacle courses you're going through, you just have a bunch of people playing. It's free right now, right? So it's on the PS4 and
I'm gonna have to download it.
Yeah, it's one of the free games of the month.
Oh,
Then
yeah,
he'll
I'll
get pissed off
definitely
at it like he did Uno and stop playing it.
but it's kind of like
I always saw him about
a Fortnite situation where they just sell the costumes and stuff, and that's how they make their money. So a bunch of businesses are getting on it, like trying to.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
KFC just
advertising on it.
KFC dropped a skin. What else? Wendy's dropped a skin after they or the KFC did it.
Of course.
Like every week, there's like 2 big companies dropping some skin for it.
And it hit popularity, so I guess them
Dude,
making it the free game of the month did fucking wonders
These are
for
like
it.
costumes?
Yeah,
Yeah, what is the Wendy's ones you're into?
you look like Wendy's. Like
Yeah, like you have the red.
yeah,
the basketball.
you've got the red and white stripes.
I
You've
want to
got
be a
the
colonel. I'd be a
pigtails.
colonel for sure.
Well,
this is what the guy looks like. So
The
imagine just
the KFC is your
Yep.
like you have the colonel's like mustache and glasses and hair, but the rest of you is inside a buffeted chicken.
Yeah. Can you bring this up?
Let me see.
I'm gonna have to set that to download tonight then.
yeah, it will look pretty fun. I haven't been able to play it myself, but my little brother was playing it the other day.
What was it called again?
Fall Guys.
Fall Guys?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So they changed the KFC one.
Yeah, so then it says Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout. So basically, like you hit people.
Yeah, no,
try to be
I'll,
the first one on.
I'll download it because like I said it was the free game of the month,
Yeah, that spider.
and after that, after it became free, like all I've seen.
There we go.
Oh, I was all watching it on the stream.
Right there and there. That's a KFC one.
Oh, I thought you were gonna put on the video.
He is.
No? Oh, there it is. Oh, it was all. That's a KFC one. That's cool. What else they got?
He kind of looks like the big guy that shrinks in Little Big Planet.
Oh yeah. Man, those ones. The Little Big Planet 3 was like probably the best one. That was 3, right?
Yeah, that was
Mhm.
When you turn into the bird, the guy that makes himself big and small, the guy that they have like the magnet shoes, right? Walk
Yeah,
on the ceiling.
yeah.
And then there's those parts where you can't touch either side, so you have to keep switching as you go down hallways. That game was cool. Yeah, cool. We should get into that.
But yeah, other than that, I
Go
think
around
that's
like crazy.
the most I've looked into games this week.
Nah, man, all this like everything this week is just gonna get like back into that normal routine, like just figure out what my routine's supposed to be, my schedule now,
Yeah.
and then get into that, and then I'll be fine. But
And it's gonna change too because the kids aren't gonna stay out.
well, for 9 weeks though, at least. So for the 9 weeks, this is for the foreseeable future. This is what
Yeah.
I'm doing.
And she already started school this week.
Yeah, she started. Well, she started yesterday, but she didn't start.
No.
So today, yeah. At
Yeah,
the end
the
of
first
today,
day.
I don't have everything that I need. So-
I see all these parents do like little desks for the kids.
Yeah, well, that's what I did over there. Like, I set up the computer desk against that window and stuff. Like, I blocked it off so Jason wouldn't be bothering there. But
That didn't help.
no. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow. It's a little bit better.
I'm sure he'll also.
Yeah, they just. But damn, today was.
How was it getting her to sit down and?
It was horrible. Like, all I told her was, like, just don't touch the computer. Like, they weren't prompting her to do anything, and when they did, like, Like I set it up right there so I can hear what her teacher's saying, but I'm not like hovering above her. You know, like I'm not on top of her, letting her listen to her teacher, and that's it. And like so, like the teacher will tell you like do this and do that, and like if I know it's something she can't do, like I go and I'm like, all right, you know, like this is what you do. And then after that, I was like, just don't touch anything. Like this is your teacher. Touch your teacher. Just sit right there and listen to what your teacher has to say. I'm sitting there and I hear all sound stop. I'm like.
What did she press? Did she,
And
like,
then I
exit the
hear
whole thing?
rapid like tapping. All right, Neil, calm the fuck down. Do you need help? Yes. Get up, and yeah, she closed every screen, and I'm like, how did you do that? Like, why did you touch it? Like, why are you even touching the screen to begin with? First time, I'm like, all right, like, don't do that. Like, you know? 8th time, I'm like, dude, all right, this is over, man.
Next thing you know, she's gonna change the language on the computer.
I know,
or
I'm like, shit,
and-
everything's back in French.
Is it a computer?
Yeah, it's a Chromebook.
Yeah.
And they give them to the kids.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
So it has a mouse and keyboard that come.
No, it's a Chrome, but it's all touchscreen.
Yeah. It's like Ray's.
There has to be a way to lock the screen.
Nope.
No. And then the thing is like, okay, so today and this is kindergarten, so I imagine if you have kids that are like in the 2nd or 3rd grade, it's getting way fucking harder. Because at least with this, it's like, oh, well, you know, she already knows her alphabet, she knows how to fucking count, she's learning how to read, you know, all that's fine. Like, that's stuff that she already knows that I don't have to teach her. I just have to teach her how to use the damn computer to learn. So I can imagine, like, Shaquana is fucking hella stressed out because she has Jacob and, the older one.
It's like, I'm gonna take another drink. Forgot the name.
No, I'm all like, I only know Jacob. Yeah. Like, that's because that's Mr. Redsky. But like, them two, like, they're both elementary age still. And Jacob is exactly like his dad. So I'm like, she showed up to work yesterday, and she was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I just don't know.
That's how Vi's been.
Yeah.
That's how Vi's been. Because, like, for the second day, like, she'll give Vi her tablet. It's like, okay, do your class. She's got the class closed out. She's playing games. She's on YouTube. She's pulling up shit to buy and all this other stuff.
Oh my god.
And she asked me today, she was like, can you build, like, a plexi shield? We'll just mount it to the wall and just let her do everything there.
Yeah, I think that would be the best. Like, out of her reach, but so that she can still see it, right?
Yeah, but see, that's what I was getting to. Like, today, they were showing us how to open up the screen, like Google Meets, right? And then they have this other app that they want us to be using at the same time as Google Meets called Whiteboard.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to go in between Google Meets, tab right here, and the tab right here for Whiteboard. Just click that tab, flips it right over, right? No problem. Your teacher can see what you're writing on your whiteboard.
Can you split screen?
Yeah, you can split screen.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're hitting all the wrong buttons at the same time. Unless you're going like this on the thing, it should totally work. No. I was like, man. Like,
Maybe looking at getting her like a little stylus. And
Oh,
stuff.
and yeah, I know. I was like, you need a stylus for sure. And I had a pen that was like a stylus pen, but apparently my stylus part got chewed off. So I'm assuming I don't know when I chewed it off because it wasn't fucking
Yeah. Well, that's the problem I ran into. Because you and I both had like 3 or 4 pins like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I found one. I was like, oh, cool. I found one of my stylus pins. Well, I guess it was sitting in the truck for too long because it was like rock hard. I was like, well, I can't use that one. And then the other 2 like was just gone.
Did I find any at my house? Because I know that they give a few at school. So.
Well,
Yeah, that's what I was
they've got them at the Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
And it's like with Ray, like her online class, they want her to go up to school for breakfast to check in for attendance.
Oh, that's
Okay.
stupid. What's
Okay.
the point of that?
Yeah.
What the
Hold
fuck is the point
Now
of keeping all your
this-
kids?
This is where the fuckery gets real. Because she wakes me up at 7 o'clock this morning, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. Like, I'm in pain, but it's for school. We're good. We go up there. All the roads leading to her school are closed
Okay.
due to construction.
Oh, I was all like, oh yeah, she's going to that school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So we get back, and they're like, oh, just take this to this and to this. And I was like,
I don't know any of
They're
those streets.
closed.
Yeah.
oh, well, you can just take the border freeway then. I was like, you
so
couldn't
want to
just...
go down to Fonseca?
Yeah, it's
to
like you
get to
couldn't just
Midway?
tell it. No. We'd have to go all the way down here across the bridge.
Yeah, that's Fonseca.
And then take
and
that.
then it's
yeah.
Midway.
And it's like, you couldn't just tell us that to start with. They're like, oh, well, we didn't think about it.
That's
like,
out of the way. That's still, like, even driving to the
But
Fonseca
again,
part of
what
Yeah.
is the
it,
point?
that's,
What is
or
the
you could
point?
drive to Duluth.
well, okay,
Or is,
but here's where it gets worse, because if she's not there for breakfast, now keep in mind, we pull up, grab it, and we leave.
oh, that's it.
If she doesn't get breakfast, she's counted tardy. If she doesn't get lunch, she's counted absent. And it's like, we have food here. My kid can just eat food at
Yeah,
home.
yeah.
Like,
It's like,
you
we
can't.
just went
Not
grocery
only
shopping
that,
for
like,
that reason.
Not only that, like, it's bad enough that, like, okay,
You're still-
we
you're-
have to
you're-
stay here all day. Like,
No.
if you have work, you can't go to work.
What confuses me is having to go. Like, why do you have to? Like, I thought the whole point of being
And yeah, like, shouldn't
remote.
the teacher
Yeah.
know if the kid's there because they can see them on the computer?
Yeah, and when Ray signs in the morning, she has to sign in. Like, she has to log into everything, and it puts her as a green line
Yeah, it's
saying
like
she's
there's
here.
a pretty big trail there.
And then the teacher still calls out their names, and they have to answer here.
So it makes sure it's not a cardboard cutout.
Well, no, like I get that. That's fine. You know, to make sure that they are actually, you know, awake and coherent, and that's fine. I get
Well,
that.
and
I'm
for
hoping
most of
there's
it,
not a lot of second
for
graders
most
showing
of
up
it,
drunk.
it's the teacher's camera that's on,
Yeah.
but the kid, like, the teacher's not gonna be able to see her computer screen with all the students lined up while she's drawing on the board and showing them everything. That's a lot of the problems that they're having is teachers only have one computer.
Oh, no, I guess her teacher. My teacher seems more advanced than that.
I think it would've been-
Yeah, because our teacher had she had the split screen going, but she was also on the chat with her phone, she was showing
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
I think they should have just did it like they did when it first started, where they just assigned the students everything and said, "Here, you have to finish it by this day."
Oh,
See,
no,
and that's
no.
what I was saying, about Ray. At least Ray knows how to use a computer,
Yeah.
so now she just has to learn. But she's learned, so she just has to learn how to use a computer. But that gap in between that has to suck for those parents.
Yeah.
And that's what my mom was saying too. Is like my mom's got two of my stepbrother's kids because they're just terrible parents. But point is, that they're so terrible they gave them to my mom.
Yeah.
My mother.
There's a reason that. Oh, I don't know anything about your mom.
Moving on.
Anyway,
Itchies. But they gave them to my
so she's
mother.
fond of tattoos.
So she has a
Not
basically
quite.
he's almost a newborn. He's only like 8 months old. Okay? And his older brother is 4 and was required to start kindergarten this year because of the way his birthday falls. So she's trying to handle a newborn while teaching this kid how to use a computer to learn, and she still works a full-time job
Yeah,
that
that's
she
what-
has to be on call for at all times.
Yeah.
It's hard. I was like, I totally agree. Why are we not being teachers more?
Yeah.
I could imagine
Well,
having to deal with 30
A
serenities.
big,
Yeah.
a big
Oh, yeah.
debate that a lot of
Oh, or
parents in
35.
school,
Ugh.
Yeah.
like a lot of parents,
Raise, man. 30 mics.
a big debate
Or
that
just break it up into 5 of each kid.
Yeah, you have like one teacher with 3 kids and they'd still be fucking them up. Oh yeah.
But as you're saying,
Yeah, that's rude.
lightning
no,
bolt. That's it.
a big debate that a lot of teachers and students and parents are having is there are a lot of students who don't have access to the internet at home.
Mhm.
And so what they're wanting to do is they're wanting to make all the students that do have internet access stay home. Don't go to school. Give the kids who don't have internet access, let them be the only ones to have access in school. Because then they'll be able to learn firsthand, one-on-one with the teacher.
You know what issue that's gonna bring up though, right?
Well,
Because
a
all
lot-
these kids that have less money than all those other kids are gonna get sick.
Yep.
well, yeah, I know that, but at least
And
As if by
a lot more kids in today's society are growing up with internet.
Yeah, I mean that's the
And
average.
also, they're paying for the internet here. Like, if you don't have Wi-Fi, like they'll hook up
yeah.
your Wi-Fi.
Like
here,
if you go to Spectrum and you tell them like,
but they're totally. Well, you talked about this last time, right? Like, there's some rural parts of the country that have no access to the
Yeah.
internet whatsoever.
yeah, no, like,
Well,
like
that letter
what are
that
those
Spectrum
things?
sent me today, that's what that was for.
yeah. Well, no, Spectrum does it, Cox does it.
Yeah, they say
But-
anybody in the state that you have.
Well,
to
no,
kinda
no,
offer
no, it's
it up.
US wide. Like because like Cox, they're the internet outside of Texas, but they're like their version of Spectrum basically. I mean,
Right.
they're sister companies, but whatever.
You mean Time Warner
AT&T has it.
Cable?
Sure, Time Warner doesn't exist anymore.
Time Warner
Um,
Cable, no.
But they have a specific plan to where like you can call them and be like, hey, we don't have internet. My kid has to do school online. And they'll go out there, they'll run a line. It's not a lot of internet.
They give you
But
it's 15 megabits a second.
Yeah, but it's enough for your kid to
Do their
log
school.
in and do what they need to do. And they don't charge you for it.
Right.
And if they do, it's like $5 a month.
The one I got from Spectrum is it's 30 megabits a second for $6 a month.
Mm-hmm.
But that's enough for them to do their online classes throughout the day, so they'll be able to learn everything
Yeah.
with everybody
Yeah.
else.
It's not. They made it to where it's decently affordable for people who can't afford their.
I mean, like, I don't know. I think it's one of those things where like everybody has to realize, and I'm saying, like I know I'm complaining about it, and it was fucking hella rough. But this is totally a situation that nobody really has control over. So there's not really anybody to blame or something. Like it's
Yeah.
kind of pointless being pissed off at people.
Yeah.
But it just hits the people who have like.
Yeah, because
You want to say someone like my dad and my stepmom, who they have one kid left that's in school, but she's got to do everything at home. But she has to have an adult there to do everything. That's like one of the requirements.
how old is she?
She's 16.
No, why do you need a fucking parent there?
It
depends.
It was from the school's requirement. That's what they said. Your parent has to be available.
Because of the way she acts, or what?
No, it's just to make sure she's paying attention and
Yeah.
staying focused because the teacher can't do anything. Well,
Like,
you gotta
those
think, my
kids.
dad and my stepmom have to run a multi-million-dollar company that runs the entire state. Like, you can't.
They can't do that.
What are they gonna do? My
They
stepmom
cross
goes
the
to
line.
every job site and quotes everything to them every day, and my dad is out there working every day in the field. Like,
I'm like, you're gonna sit in the car a whole lot.
and that's
Well,
what I think. That's what
and-
they ended up doing. Is they, my dad literally bought a brand new Ford. Was it
With the Wi-Fi and everything.
with the built-in Wi-Fi, and told her like, you're just gonna have to stay in the car
Yeah, I
while
mean,
your
that's
mom's
great
doing
'cause they have the
everything.
money to do that, but yeah, for other people,
But like I was telling somebody up the Circle K earlier, because they were talking about how like they don't have the money for the internet right now. And I told them, I was like, look, worst case scenario, I was like, when it comes to your kids' education, come to my house. I was like, I have a house built
For internet.
yeah, for just
yeah.
media. I was like, get their
Yes,
computer.
we know we lag sometimes. Don't give a shit.
Yeah, not our fault. I was like, get
That's our
their,
internet.
get their computer, come to my house. I was like, you're gonna have to get food and shit like that, but come use my internet. I was like, if it comes to your kids' education, like that's something they need.
I know that the school, like if you have problems
Yeah,
with
you
school,
working longer.
no, the school will help you out. Like they,
Fucking just mooch it.
there's
Just fucking
certain
junior
things
doesn't
that
have
they need
Wi-Fi.
to do, you know, as a school to.
Yeah, just go to Starbucks. Take your kid to Starbucks, Karen. They'll get internet there.
That, or if they live close enough, go sit like by the lawn care side
Oh, yeah.
of Walmart.
I'm a laundromats.
Well,
have that.
libraries are starting
You
to
go
do
to
that too.
McDonald's.
Libraries are starting to like open their doors and they have like booths set up, and kids can go in there. They don't get charged, nothing like that. And the libraries will feed them lunch, feed them breakfast.
Alright. I mean, like, I know it's a big clusterfuck there, but like, there's gotta be, again, like, we just have to adapt to fucking how shit's
Yeah.
gonna have to be.
Because it's not going anywhere.
No,
That's what
it's
people don't seem
definitely
to
not. Like,
understand.
it's not gonna just magically go away in April.
Yeah.
Everyone says November 6th it'll be gone.
Not everybody, or
Yeah. No.
Experts are saying by the end of November the virus should.
any day after the 4th of
Vanish.
November should be a good day.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. No. I mean, places are already getting their second outbreaks. There's other major viruses popping up now. Like.
You know what I read on my daily news thing that pops up every morning on my phone?
No.
So back in the 70s, China was like a lot of people over there. They started enforcing wearing masks. Everybody, everywhere, and so the media's trying to make it a big deal about if they've had to been wearing masks for the last 50 to 60 years in China. Why did a virus so big start in China?
China doesn't have to wear masks.
Yeah. Yeah, like they've never like strictly enforced it, but they've always advised people like if you go out, wear a mask. But if you think about it, those people live so much longer than we do.
Well, they only live off rice and fucking animals.
I mean, we live off of animals.
Yeah, but we also inject our animals with a whole bunch of chemicals before we kill them and eat them.
But
Yeah,
we
but-
live off of animals. So,
And Joker serum.
right? So that means we're halfway there, right?
But like they were trying to make a big deal, like how did an outbreak so big start in a place that everybody was already wearing masks?
Was it, I didn't know about that. I didn't know that about China. But I was talking to Razy the other day, and he was saying that they're arresting people for not wearing masks now.
Oh yeah.
Because he's in India, and apparently, it's getting real fucking bad over there.
Well, it's like what's his name in fucking Australia?
Yeah, Australia's
Like,
on lockdown.
Jesus.
There's military rolling on the
There's
streets.
same thing's happening in New Zealand, except you aren't allowed in New Zealand. You aren't allowed to leave your house. Like
Yeah.
New Zealand had no cases, and then all of a sudden,
it poofed. Yeah, like instantly.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like the one guy that's on the racing team. Like you're not allowed out of your house for more than an hour. All the businesses are shut down. They have food shortages. Like you said, military's rolling down the streets. Like
checkpoints, military checkpoints.
yeah, when you leave your house, you
So
have
make
to
sure you
take.
have papers.
Yeah, you have to have your papers. You have to fucking every checkpoint. Like it's fucking.
Yeah,
hard.
And it's like,
New
all we're
Zealand
asking you to
is-
do is fucking stand 6 feet away from me and wear a goddamn mask.
New Zealand they're having people bring they have trucks going to your house dropping off a meal a day like rations for the day to get your family through the day, and they're doing it every morning.
And then I can understand
It's
where
like-
the conspiracy theory starts, because they definitely do want us to stay in our homes all day, right? That's what this means. They want us to just stay
I mean,
home.
to be fair, I kind of do that
Nobody
anyways.
on it. No, yeah, and it's
So-
fine for
Well,
people
I
like
don't-
us because we're like, fuck the outside anyways. People fucking
Yeah.
suck.
I really don't get a
Yeah,
choice.
but-
So
And it's like we really besides going to the
Yeah,
doctors,
people
the
like
occasional
us.
grocery shopping and our
Right.
drink runs, we rarely go
Yeah,
anywhere.
the only
Yeah.
time I leave the house is whenever I go to work. But either way, I go to work and I come home.
Yeah, we're
It's like
definitely not
fucking
those people who are like, hey, let's go hang out with a bunch of other people. What are you
Right,
guys gonna
at a
do?
movie theater.
Oh, there's the flash dance.
let's go to
It's
the
gonna
mall.
It's like even when we did the Pokemon Community Day 2 weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
we went to the park and there was nobody there.
Yeah, 'cause
Like-
they were all getting mugged.
No, because
They
when we
were-
went, it was like 2:00 in the afternoon on a Friday afternoon. I'm
all
sure
getting mugged.
all of them people were still who do play were still at work.
Well, no, it was Saturday, and remember that long ass line to get to the what is it, Escarte?
So,
And then they were charging to go into Escarte, so we turned
Yeah.
around and went back to the
is
park.
there anything else out there?
It was because of the Pokemon event they were charging it for.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah, it was too much to get in.
Well, like when it first started, everybody went over there because there was a body of water, but now they don't count man-made ones or some bullshit. Alright, that's how it was when it first started. I don't know.
yeah. We went over there and they were like $2. I was like, all right. So I handed my card. They were like, oh, we only take cash. And I was like, not today, you don't. And I fucking turned around. We went to a different park.
Yeah, and we still did the same thing we were gonna do there. It's just there was nobody there. And
Yeah.
that was probably the better choice because that place was packed.
And
Yeah, even at parks though, on Saturdays, when I take my dog there, because it gets super fucking hot.
Shout
by,
out to
like,
Kita.
10
What's
o'clock.
up, Kita? Who's a
Um,
good boy?
And yeah, even there, I feel more comfortable wearing a mask because so many people
Yeah.
at that park.
Well, and you've got like the upwind and downwind, and you don't know
Yeah,
who's doing
exactly.
what.
And then as I'm walking by a family with their little daughter and a husband and a wife, and I just hear someone sneeze, and I'm like, I look over and then I see them staring at me. And I'm like, fuck. I had my mask on and stuff, but I don't know if they were talking shit that I had my mask on.
Right, I
Or-
don't get those people either.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, it's, I
I
don't
don't know.
know.
You talk shit about me wearing my mask all day, bro. Like in 10 years, what? I look like an idiot for 3 weeks? Fine.
Well, it's like, what, yesterday, whenever I had to go get by early from daycare because she was being an asshole, stopped at the Circle K, put my mask on, went in, and some guy without a mask is yelling at me because I was wearing a mask, and I was like, look at it this way, I don't know you. You don't know me. Why wouldn't you? And he was like, well, it just doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's a gas station. There's like you, me, and like 2 other people here. I was like, all right, look at it this way. I was like, say a guy comes up to you wearing no pants, and you're not wearing any pants, and they pee on you. It gets all over you. Now, what if he's not wearing pants, and you are? Yeah, it blocks some of the pee, but it still gets on you. I was like, now, if he's wearing pants, and you wear pants, and he tries to pee on you, he gets it all over himself. And he was so
Yes.
dumbfounded.
By far, the best fucking explanation that you guys really fucking need. My God, John.
Like, he was so dumbfounded that I was just like,
Jesus.
have a good day. And I just turned around and walked out, and like he was so confused.
It's so fucking prolific, man.
And, but that's no joke. That is the best way to explain that. Because if I'm not wearing a mask,
God, I cannot wait for somebody to complain at work. No, man. Have you ever been peed on? Wait, okay, check this out.
but use it because it's the best.
Oh,
way
you're into
to,
that shit? Alright, well, this conversation didn't go the way I was planning.
Right?
They like the golden showers.
Alright, fuck, what are you against, though, if you're cool with that?
Somebody shitting on you?
No. Alright.
You're
Well, fucking serve the man, I don't know.
right. Oh, you're into that too. You know what? Go and pull up in the front. I'll have somebody else bring your food out.
You want to handle this one? Okay.
Right.
Well,
On
on that
note,
note,
Yeah.
I think it's a
Yeah.
good time to say, fuck it, bye.
Yeah. So, guys, that's been our show for tonight. We will have another one on Thursday. But until then, guys, take care of each other.
wear your
help each other.
fucking mask so you don't get peed on.
Yeah, like you said. But above all else, guys, be good humans. You know, we will be releasing our 3rd episode of Discount D&D on Friday, assuming it lets us. But until then, guys, it's been Discount Gaming, I guess.
Yeah, there's
Our
definitely
normal
something
shenanigans.
discounted.
Yeah. I'm on your business at 1.
Get a bash.
Ollie.
Mortimer Smith.
You know why?
You know who I am. He's the yellow Pikachu.
Yeah, I didn't get an intro. Why get an outro?